A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Hey there, shitheads. What's up? You know what? Hannibal and Monty are adding to the ultimate comic book movie list. I am so excited I could just shit myself. Well, you know, I already have. See you soon. Bye.
Hi, I'm Monty from Sweet Halloween and Collard Greens. Due to a series of events that our lawyer, Daniel Silver the Gold Standard, has advised us not to discuss, we now have a surplus, or as I like to call it, a metric fuck-ton of contaminated gum and rancid mixed nuts. We, being the innovators that we are, took those items and created the most groundbreaking product of the 21st century, gum and nuts. Enjoy, and happy chewing.
Gum and nuts, nuts and gum, they don't go well together. It's just nasty, guys.
Bridge to Captain Picard.
Go ahead.
We've just received word from the fleet. They've engaged the Borg.
Mr. Data, put Starfleet frequency 1486 on audio.
Aye, sir.
Stan is not a great Eminem song.
No, I did not say Stan is not a great Eminem
Okay,
song.
what did you say?
What happens when a masked producer and a headphone-wearing comic book artist get together to talk music shit, comic book shit, and political shit on the internet? Monty. Hannibal the beat animal. Hannibal and Monty shit show. Holy shit. My name gets to be in the title this time. Hannibal and Monty shit show.
Why is my name second? What kind of shit is this?
Hannibal and Monty shit show. Let's talk some shit.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
And it was like no matter how much I wiped, it was just always little trace amounts of blood in it. Like I don't even know what to do about that. Oh, your mic is muted, Monty. I can't hear you. What you saying?
I was wondering how many tacos you had before that.
So I had like 17 tacos.
I mean, that could be part of your problem.
It was, you know what it is? I think the tofu is not working well with my diet. Oh shit, Monty, we are live right now.
Oh shit! All right. Well let's
okay. Well,
let's show
and okay, let's get into it. And we oh shit, the mic got caught in my mask spikes. There we go. That's the first time that happened. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try to see. I'm throwing out my groove. We was having this conversation
let's
about.
Let's get lined up, like right above, right under Superman's chin, and in line with Superman. See?
I feel like I'm in a good place. Are you in a good place?
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay, there we go. And we are live. Are we live, Monty?
We are live as fuck.
That's what I like to hear. Welcome to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. I am Hannibal, the beat animal.
And I am Monty.
And this is episode 98. Maybe an episode about...
Are you effing stupid?
Or...
That's a $12 million piece of hardware.
There you go.
It was.
Yeah, and you know it's serious when you get Barack Obama cursing at you, okay?
Yes.
So.
Are you effing stupid?
I'm glad that they made him say effing stupid, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just let him drop the N-bomb.
Yeah,
okay?
I think it's funnier saying effing stupid.
Yeah, no, it is. It works better that way. Yes.
So,
all right,
yeah.
guys. Yes, welcome to Hannibal and Monty's shit show.
Yeah. So we're and look, before I get into all the shit, because I always try to do this before, but I'm always anxious because there's guests waiting. Let's introduce our guest first off. We got joining us today, returning to the shit show guest nominee. He was in the top 10, right, Hannibal?
Yeah, shit show guest of the year nominee. And he was in the top 3 at one point, top 3 or 4 at one point. You know, but because of some internal politics or some clever rigging going on.
Is that what it was? It was rigging?
I mean, look, listen. Like we didn't get a recount of the votes in Florida. That's all I'm saying. So, but anyway, we have returning to the show yet again, a shit show guest of the year nominee and friends of the shit show, my production partner of 20 some odd years, AceWonder, is joining us today, and we have a first time shit show guest, Monty.
First time. Chase is joining us. Y'all are gonna love Chase, shitheads. We'll just let them introduce themselves. Like, we'll let Chase as a guest in the house. You want to introduce yourself to the shitheads?
Hey, how's it going? Chase, former podcaster, from the former 2-in-1 Showcase podcast. Me and Blake PT did it back when a certain comic book store sponsored us. That I don't know if we're talking about, but
we can talk about them.
But yeah, but good to be back.
Yes, good to have you. Daryl, you want to say, or AceWonder, you want to say anything?
Look at you doxing some of my bitch. Anyway, AceWonder, go ahead and tell the people who you are. What's going on?
AceWonder, 1/3 of Team MFN, world's most dominant beat production trio.
Yes,
That's right.
I'm back in the building.
Yeah. That was short and sweet.
We do all the music.
Story of my life.
For Hannibal and Monty shit show. So all the music you guys hear isn't just produced by me. It's produced by me and this light-skinned guy right here.
See, there you go.
And look, I don't even usually get down with niggas that's the color of pancake batter, but I fuck with AceWonder, all right? And AceWonder and I are doing something right now. I haven't even told Ace I'm doing this too, because I saw you post this online. AceWonder said as long as the coronavirus lockdown is going on, he is not shaving his beard or mustache, and I'm doing the same thing.
All right.
Yeah. Shit's getting kind of ridiculous right now. Like, my beard hairs is going up into my nose. It's getting hard to breathe. Every time I drink something, it's like, it's crazy. There's a lot of shit going on right now.
So. Yeah, I actually said that before I knew I was going to be on the show. I didn't expect I was going to have to leave the house again for a while. So.
Yeah. There's always a show.
Came back to bite me.
See, that's all right. Just rock it. So yeah. With all that being said, welcome, guys. We're gonna dig into some comic book shit, but first, if you want to support this shit, like we're all on Corona lockdown, support some entertainment, keep us going. If you can, patreon.com/5H1T. You get to see shit like the pre-show where we test mics and get all the shit set up. And also, if you want to help us hit that stream goal before the end of the torture episode, we're almost there. Shit show or 5H1T show.live, and you can send Streamlabs in. And if it's $20 or over, it'll read right away, and then we'll read them between segments otherwise. Also, twitch.tv/5H1T_show. We'll be live there at some point playing, I don't know what game yet. We'll figure it out on the fly. Facebook.
I want to do Super Double Dragon next.
All right, Super Double Dragon is next. So Facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty. Instagram and Twitter are 5H1T Show. Snapchat is show_5H1T. Our TikTok is
TikTok.
Yeah, 5H1T_show. Discord link is in the description, along with the Amazon wish list, and you can send us shit at P.O. Box 13013, New Orleans, Louisiana 70185. But don't do that just yet. I don't want to have to clean off shit y'all send to us. Like, fuck the coronavirus.
Oh, big facts. Oh yeah, the next regular Hannibal and Monty shit show we do, I have the best what's eating Hannibal about the coronavirus. I've been sitting on this one for weeks now, but it's just It's man, look, we gonna talk. We gonna talk right now. Right now, today is a diversion away from the coronavirus. This is a respite for everybody, so we can get our nerd on and talk about the Man of Steel, the last son of Krypton, motherfucking Kal-El, fucking Superman himself. We get to finally talk about, DC's Jesus allegory. And let's talk about some of these goddamn movies.
I stole $3,000.
Oh, and it came
Thank you very much, Lord Jamarcus. Hold up, I'm pulling it up now.
All right. Well, look, while you pull that up, I will run. I'll run over plunger points real quick. There we go. So our that's the sound you'll hear when you get plunger points, and our top 5 shitheads of the month are starting at the bottom. Number 5 is Beardshire, and number 4 is Hillary Puh, however you pronounce her name, or Hillary Puh. There we go. Oh, no. There's the R's don't work on this computer. I forgot.
It's Hillary Puh. That's how you're supposed to say it.
And number 3 is Penultima. Number 2, Dildor the Penetrator. And number 1 is Antonovich. And Antonovich, I saw you in the chat. We're working on April. We'll be in contact with you most likely tomorrow about April. I know I said a few days ago, but April.
Yes, April.
Yes. So those are our top 5 for plunger points right now this month, and you got this episode, next episode. So
look, if you guys don't know what plunger points are an arbitrary digital currency that Monty and I created that we give out to you guys, the shitheads. So when you guys do clever shit, or if you say something clever in the chat, if you donate some money, if you share Hannibal and Monty Shit Show, you guys, and there's all kinds of things you can do that to give you plunger points. And as throughout the show, we'll give you guys plunger points. The person with the most plunger points at the end of the month will get an item, from me and Monty. What's the item this month, Monty?
I'm not sure yet. It all depends on where this one project I'm working on goes.
Okay, cool. All right. Depending on the one project Monty's going on, keeping it real specific.
Well, it's something you helped me with, so.
Oh, that project. Yes. Okay, so me and Monty are working on something incredible.
Amazing.
Thank you very much, Bob Neiman. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, you guys earn plunger points, and then at the end of the year, the shithead with the most points at the end of the year is going to get all kinds of cool stuff from us. Yes. If you don't believe us, just ask the American Nightmare. He's getting all kinds of awesome stuff for being shithead of the year.
Yeah, the American Nightmare will be getting whatever I'm giving away on Friday's episode, so we'll be shipping that to him. So
yes.
Along with
I stole $3,000.
And Dragon in the West. Look at you guys rolling with the donos. I love that shit. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Let me get going through them now. Lord Jamarcus says, "Is Subscribe Star considered an essential business?" Monty.
I see what you did. See what you did.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Monty said he's going to work on that any day now. Bob Neiman says, "Monty, give me them cheeks." There you go, Monty. You got some fans. See, it's not just D-Roy Cruz that thinks that you're a beautiful person. It's not just D-Roy Cruz and white women. Okay, lots of people love Monty. What else? Dragon in the West says, "I'm an essential worker, so here's some of my hard-earned money. Hannibal, I really need you to get a plague doctor mask. Gallows humor is part of how I'm still sane." You know what? I've been wanting to get a plague mask ever since Assassin's Creed. I've been wanting to get a plague mask ever since Assassin's Creed, and I haven't gotten one. Because you know what? They don't make the plague mask with black people's noses in mind, and that's why I don't have it yet.
All right.
And Create Beats sent us $10. He didn't say it. There was no message. He just sent us some money. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
That's all the donos that we got right now. We will be reading y'all donos as they come in. And look, send us some money, guys. This show is not cheap. Monty and I, cost us.
And we hit the goal already, but keep it coming.
Shit.
Keep it coming. So now what's going to happen is Team MFN is going to be making a Superman beat.
Yes.
And,
so we're gonna be making AceWonder and I are gonna make a Superman beat, and Monty is going to do some Superman art.
Yep. And I'm gonna video all of it and throw it out there for you.
As will we. So Ace, after the show ends, I'll get on the horn with you, and then because I already have an idea of what I want to put together, so I want to float that idea past you. We can kind of work out the logistics of it and then make that shit go. I think it's gonna be awesome. We also got another shit show guest of the year nominee and Ryan Palmer, the word nerd, in the chat.
Yes.
And we got Chris Eldridge, aka Grim, in the chat right now. Matter of fact, Grim, do us a favor, put the link. So Grim is a rapper based out of LA. He's got an album on Bandcamp right now, and you guys should really go support Grim. Like one of my favorite things to say is support goes both ways. So and he's a ride or die shithead. He's always watching the show. And one of these days we're gonna review your album. Matter of fact, it might be, I don't know if it'll be the April 1st episode, but it'll be one of the episodes in April. We'll review your album. And look, Monty is going to be cruel with reviewing your artwork.
Yeah. So look, I haven't seen it yet, but if it's trash, man, just call me in the future. Whatever you paid for that, I'll do it better. But
yeah, look at that. So Chase, let me ask you a question. Has Monty always been a jerk, or is he just becoming a jerk now that we've been doing the show? Well, inquiring minds want to know.
Look, we've probably all known each other the same amount of time. So
Chase, yeah, your mic is muted.
Oh, yeah, you're muted, Chase. Oh, I don't think he hears us.
Okay, wait.
There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, got it. Monty, yeah, I've always known Monty to be a jerk.
Thank you.
But at the same time, we were kind of like jerks together to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was an equal opportunity jerkishness.
Yes. See? So there you go.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right.
See?
All right.
And
AceWonder's never been a jerk, and I've never known Chase to be a jerk, and I'm clearly not a jerk. So
You know what? Fuck all of y'all. Let's talk about what's up next.
Yes, what's up next?
There we go. Yeah. All right. Only one thing right now. We just got Friday's episode, which two people have already made it at least halfway through it. I haven't even started the motherfucker yet. I will start tomorrow. But Friday's episode is our torture episode with Emily the neighbor.
Yes, Emily the neighbor will be joining us for Friday's torture episode. And I really don't know who to punch in the face for this one. But on this episode, Monty and I will joined by Emily the neighbor. We will be reviewing 5 Kids Bop albums. And I have been listening to them today. And look, let me go ahead and say this right now. I said this to Monty earlier, okay? Because I know a lot of people that's in the chat, a lot of y'all are atheists. Okay, let me tell y'all, God clearly exists because hell exists because that's where these albums came from. All right? These albums are awful. These albums are fucking. Listen, you haven't suffered until you heard a bunch of kids try to sing Alicia Keys' "You Don't Know My Name." All right, that shit is terrible. Okay, there's some dreck on these projects. All right,
damn.
This shit is terrible. Terrible. Like, there's no way to listen to these projects and not just want to throw yourself out of a moving vehicle. So,
well, I'll find out tomorrow. I will be listening to that shit tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm 2 albums in, and they all start the same way. It's like they come on, and it's like, oh, this is like the first 5 seconds, first 10 seconds, like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard. This is so bad. And then after a while, I guess you kind of start to adapt or adjust to it and be like, okay, all right, it is what it is. Then the next song comes on, and then you repeat that process. And then each of these albums is a full 80 minutes long. Listen. Satan is real, and he makes Kid Bop CDs. All right, these motherfuckers is awful. All right, yeah. Like these albums are the equivalent of like when you go to somebody's house and they be like, "Oh, my son sings. Go ahead, Michael, go ahead and sing for Mr. Hannibal." Like, no, man, don't do it. It's like being at a bad recital for 80 minutes.
Yeah, and you know what? I am so fucking sick of talking about this. Why don't we just talk about some other shit we don't care about? Zoe, play the intro. See, you fucked up that great segue. Come on, Zoe. Come on, Zoe.
First off, our lovely producer Zoe, she does a great job all the time.
Oh, you know I'm gonna fuck with you hard after this. Oh, all right, here we go.
Now, in a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
That's bullshit.
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. You know what? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
That's bullshit, Gary! No!
Okay, music stops.
Send the beat, fucking with you.
Yep.
Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes, we're throwing it. We changed it up on y'all. We are starting with shit we don't care about first. So the way shit we don't care about works, every day I, Hannibal the Beat Animal, do a deep dive on the news. I come across these stories sometimes and I wonder to myself, who gives a shit? Who cares about this story? Well, we're about to find out right now. I'm going to read you guys 5 headlines, and you are going to tell me, based on the headline, if you give a shit or if you don't give a shit. If enough people give a shit, I will read the story until you guys don't give a shit anymore. But if you don't give a shit, then I will move on to the next article. And since we got 2 guests today, you guys are the majority. So we need to get at least 15 people in the chat to say that they give a shit. If 15 of y'all give a shit, I will read the story. But it's got to be 15. Now, unless Chase or Ace, I like that. Chase and Ace. Unless Ace and Chase, Chase and Ace. I'm a Chase and Ace, Ace and Chase. Ace and Chase. Chase and Ace.
I don't know.
All right, so if Ace and Chase want us to read the story, if you guys, then we'll knock 5 votes off of what they need. So if Chase cares, instead of needing 15 in the chat, they only need 10. If Ace cares, then they don't need 10, they need 5. Right?
All right.
So if Monty cares, then fuck it. I guess I gotta read the shit. All right. So I'm gonna read the story. I'm gonna read the headline, and you guys let us know. Chase, Ace, everybody in the chat, y'all let us know if y'all give a shit or if you don't give a shit. All right. Now, since we're doing Superman. We're talking about Superman movies. I made all of the shit we don't care about the cast of Superman Unbound. Okay?
All right.
So, here we go. The first headline comes from everydayshouldbesaturday.com. This is a real site that exists. Okay. Everydayshouldbesaturday.com.
Okay.
Powers Booth was a wise but ineffective defensive back.
I don't care. I don't care.
As much as I love Powers Booth, I could give a fuck less.
Yeah. Ace, do you care?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, chat, I guess let us know if you guys care about Powers Booth being was a wise but ineffective defensive back.
And you have to hashtag what you care about. So.
Yeah. All right. The next story comes from Niagara Frontier Publications.
What? Okay. Okay.
Niagara
I don't care already.
See? There's one don't care. All right, what else do we have?
Well, let me read the article. Okay. Lance Henriksen talks Morning Sun and working in Lewiston.
No, I don't care.
Not at all.
Huh?
No.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No. We don't.
It's gonna be a no for me, though.
But all right, okay. Look, right now, let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna give AceWonder and Chase. We're gonna give you guys both 100 plunger points that you guys can dish out to everybody in the chat, however you see fit. So if you see somebody say something interesting in the chat, you can give out. You have 100 plunger points that you can dish out for the remainder of the show.
Yep.
Chase, Ace, y'all both got 100 plunger points each.
I stole
so give them out. Uh-oh. We got one. I'll read that one in a second.
All right.
Yeah, so we got plenty. So you guys got plenty of points. And look, if you guys want to suck up to Ace and Chase, I'm going to give you guys a couple quick ways where you can do that. You can follow AceWonder on Twitter as DFlowersMFN on Instagram and Twitter. Or you can follow Chase on, tell them, Chase. Matter, put your link in the chat so they can fucking, so they can know what it is.
Let me figure all that out here.
All right, there you go. Well, when you see him in the chat, follow him.
Yes, follow him in the chat. And if you guys follow him on Twitter and Instagram today, we'll give you 10 plunger points for each follow you give him. All right, follow Ace Wonder, follow D Flowers MFN, Flower Chase, and then you guys get, and that's an easy way to get plunger points. And then they still got 100 plunger points each. So feel free to suck up to them. All right. Let's move on to the next story. The next story comes from AMOMama.com.
Who? What?
Amo Mama.
Okay.
Ammo.
Okay. Well, what's the headline?
Ammo Mama.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's not ammo because it's only got one M.
Yeah.
So it's Amo.
Amo
Mama.
I already don't care about the name. So.
Well, you might care about the story. Okay, hold on. This is about the star of Wings. You remember Wings?
Yes, I remember Wings.
All right, there you go. Tim Daly's life after playing Dr. Pete Wilder in Private Practice.
No, I don't care.
Nah. If you just said Tony Shalhoub, you might have had it.
So you guys don't know who Tony Shalhoub is? Love Wings.
Yeah.
I love how mad Quagmire got at everybody for not liking Wings. Chase, do you care about Tim Daly's life after playing Dr. Pete Wilder in Private Practice?
No, I really didn't care about Tim Daly's life before he played Dr. Pete Wilder in Private Practice. However, Wings was pretty good.
Wings was the best show that I kind of remember. Like, if I took all the shows that I only kind of remember, Wings would be right there. It would be right in the top 5 shows that I kind of remember.
All right.
And that's what you get from it, is a kind of remember.
Yeah. Like, I don't all the way remember it, but it was a show that was on, and I watched it maybe. So there you go. The next article comes from page6.com. Dana Delaney flies next to tweets about laid off Condé Nast employee.
What?
Wait, what? Dana Delaney flies next to, tweets about laid off Condé Nast employee.
No, I don't care. I don't even know who that is. So.
You don't know Dana Delaney? She's a white woman that wears red glasses sometimes in this picture.
No, really, you don't know Dana Delaney?
I don't.
She was in China Beach.
All right.
That was her big claim to fame.
Yeah.
All right.
I never saw that, so there you go. See.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Not on some like black guy. I haven't seen it. Like just haven't seen it. But I'm sure it's great. Ace Wonder, do you care about Dana Delaney and who she flew next to and tweeted about?
Nah, man, I'm having a hard time understanding the subject, but I don't even care enough to figure out more.
Okay, and the last shit we don't care about story comes from republicworld.com. republicworld.com.
Okay.
Why did George, I don't even know how to say this dude's name, Dzunda? Why did George Dzunda leave Law and Order? Read to know the reason behind his exit.
No.
Dzunda. I've seen this guy. I've seen him before in a bunch of stuff. He was like a bad guy on Stargate SG1. Hold on, put a picture. I'm gonna put his name on here. See, I'm gonna give plunger points to whoever can phonetically give me the correct pronunciation of his name.
There you go. Yeah, no, I don't care about any of that. Not a single thing. So, there you go.
Why did George Dzunda leave Law and Order? Read to know the reason behind his exit. Chase, Ace, what do you guys think? You guys care about this article?
Nope. Nope,
Okay.
not at all.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Fucking just like when I asked out my high school crush, it was a resounding no. So I guess we are done with shit we don't care about right now. Hold on, let me see. I'm looking at the chat to see if anybody cares.
Everybody knows you can't leave Law and Order.
Yeah. Only American Nightmare cares.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. That concludes shit we don't care about. Now that that's out the way and done, finally, we can move on to talking about the first movie, which is what is it? 2006's animated DC movie, Superman Brainiac Attacks.
Yeah, this
which
movie.
Monty and Zoe very cleverly have a GIF in the background from Brainiac Attacks.
Yes. That's been going on since we started doing these comic movie episodes.
Really? Look, yes. I'm too busy being great and interacting with the chat. I don't be noticing the which guy. But all jokes aside, if you guys go back and look at the first couple episodes of Hannibal and Monty Shit Show, and you look at the most recent versions of Hannibal and Monty Shit Show, the show looks so much better now than it did before. Belorman said, "Hey guys, love from the Breakfast Club." Thank you, Belorman. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Send us some bread. Thank you very much. I don't know if I've ever seen you in our chat, but I'm glad you're with us though. I'm glad you're with us.
Welcome.
So what order are we going in right now? Like what's the order?
Let's see. Does anybody want to go first on this? Because this will establish the order. Does anybody have any fire built up? And look, we should explain how this works. We got 5 movies, and there are 4 of us here. And in the interest of time, because if we all rant on all these movies, we'll never get through this fucking list. So, we have a 3-minute timer set up. If there is a particular movie that you just have to go on about, and we will all sit back and shut the fuck up and let you go. So
this is called the Hannibal rule, because in the early incantations of this show, I would go on way too long rants.
Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around, and you're gonna basically say what you thought about the movie, what was good about it, what was bad about it, and what grade you gave it. And we'll discuss a little bit and move on to the next thing. But if it's one of those movies where you're like, I can't just say that about this, you got 3 minutes. So we'll pick the order that way. If you want, I'll take it first, and we'll go me, Chase, Ace, Hannibal.
That works for me.
All right.
Okay. All right. Kanye West. What did you think about? If y'all don't get the reference, go ahead and check out our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check out the newest picture of Monty on there.
Shit. I haven't seen whatever you did. All right.
Oh, it's first off, it's fantastic. So, Kanye West, what did you think about Superman Brainiac Attacks? And also, real quick, everybody in the chat, if you've seen this movie, go ahead. Okay, Penultimate says it's pronounced Zunza. Oh, George Zunza. Okay, our lovely producer Zoe, could you give Penultimate some plunger points, please, for that? I appreciate that.
She will do that. All right.
And look, everybody, we got 34 people watching. We got 23 likes. Let's go ahead and make the amount of people watching the show match the amount of people that like the show. Everybody that shares Hannibal and Monty Shit Show right now will get 20 plunger points. Share it on your Instagram, you get 20 plunger points. Share it on your Twitter, you get 20 plunger points. Share it on your Facebook, you get 20 plunger points. And Penultimate send us some money that says it's pronounced Zunza. George, there you go. So that's it.
There we
go.
So,
Monty, Kanye West, what did you think about Mr. West? What did you think about Superman Brainiac Attack? And if you've seen this movie in the chat, leave your grade in the chat and tell us what you thought about it.
Yeah, this is, of the 5 movies we watched, this was my least favorite. This movie was not fun to watch. I found myself zoning in and out of it. And that's the bad about it. Like, it was just I was bored. I didn't like any of the voice actors in this or their performances. And yeah, I just didn't like the way, I didn't like the dialogue. I didn't like a lot about this. But the plus was the art. Like, I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the animation. It looked cool. But Not the worst movie I've ever seen. It ended up with a D+. Not terrible, not great.
Damn, Monty, you just a hater.
Just being honest, D+. I'll pass it down to Chase.
Okay, Chase, what did you think about Superman Brainiac attacks? And like I said, if you've seen it in the chat, let us know what you think so we can go ahead and talk about it.
I actually really like this movie.
All right.
I do think that it goes on a bit too long. I can see what Monty said about zoning in and out. It is directed by a guy named Kurt Gita, who worked on the Superman animated series with Bruce Timm and all that. But this movie is not part of that Superman DC Universe animated stuff. You can tell that it doesn't really fit in tone.
Yeah.
This is definitely a children's movie. I love Powers Booth, but him coming in replacing Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor in a totally different direction is off-putting, especially in this particular art style. Lance Hendrickson, I'm saying that, Harkinson, excuse me, from Alien, Millennium and all that other good stuff. He's great as Brainiac. I think this is a very good adaptation of a Bronze Age Superman story. I liked it. I'm giving it a B.
Chase. All right, there we go. Look at that. Already got some controversy. I like it. These like the grades not matching up already. AceWonder, what did you think about Brainiac attacks? Oh, real quick, Bob Neiman just sent us some money. He says, I saw a guy that looked like AceWonder slapping the life out of an old lady over a box of Blueberry. And I was like, you know what? That might have been AceWonder, because he's about that life. You know what I'm saying? One of these days, not today, I got to tell y'all about the time he threw his landlord down a flight of stairs. So, not now, because we got to talk about these Superman movies. We got to talk about these Superman. Go ahead, AceWonder, tell him.
All right.
I drove the getaway car. But go ahead, AceWonder. Tell him about this shit. Don't worry.
Oh, I think you're muted, AceWonder. AceWonder is muted.
There we go.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I had a lot to say. I already said it now, but I'll get back to you on that other stuff later. But as far as the movie goes, this one was basically right down the middle for me. I gave it a C.
All right.
I could see that it was kind of made with younger fans in mind. Kind of in the way that the action developed. Like, it's going along, and then Superman just kind of turns on a dime and then kind of just climbs out of whatever's going on. So, I thought it was okay. So I gave it a C down the middle. Lois Lane was getting on my nerves again.
All right. Fair enough.
Like every Superman show we do.
Yeah. How many have we done so far? Is this the third or the second?
Superman? No, we've done a bunch of, because we did Superman, we did All-Star Superman, we did Superman versus the Elite, we did Death of Superman.
No, how many Superman shows? Like, shows this is the second about Superman.
This is the second Superman show, but this is the third episode, third or fourth episode we've done. Yeah, this actually might be like the fourth or fifth episode we've had. Like Superman's been involved in some capacity.
Yeah.
All right, so Superman Brainiac Attacks is basically a Saturday morning cartoon. It's a story that you're joining already in progress. It's very clearly made for kids. There's silly puns in it, no blood, goofy Luthor, and there are actually phantoms in the Phantom Zone. So that was also a thing that happened in this movie. Like Superman at one point was just in the, like he was fighting with Brainiac, and then Brainiac was like, I guess I killed him, and Superman was just in the Phantom Zone, and we never saw how he got there, and then he got out somehow.
Yeah,
in 5 minutes.
He also sacrificed the city's well-being, you know what I'm saying, so he could take care of Lois Lane at one point. So, fuck that bitch. And you know what? I'm actually agreeing with Monty. I was joking around, but I'm also giving this movie a D+. Like, this is not a good movie, but this is not a good bad movie.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not a bad good movie. This is a good bad movie.
You know, this movie when my son
as bad as some of the other.
Yeah, when my son is old enough to be into this stuff, this might be the first movie I show him, just so he goes, "Oh my God, that was awesome!" Then I can be like, "Hold on, man. Wait till I show you some other stuff."
You got to think about this Superman movie in this context of 2006.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not just the time period, but 2006 is the same year I think that we're going to be talking about the next movie on our list.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Warner Brothers was they were just pumping out Superman content.
Yeah.
That's the year you got the big box set, the first box set of all the Superman movies with all the millions of cuts, the Chris Reeve movies. You got the George Reeves thing. So this was something that had been sitting on a shelf for quite a few years, that because it was 2006, they put it out to capitalize and promote Superman Returns.
Yeah, yeah. And this is a thing, I think, Hannibal, I think when we send out, because Zoe has a screenshot that she sends out to people about with our grading scale. One of the things we might need to do is, like, while the context matters, and Zoe checked Daryl's camera, or AceWonder's camera, while the context matters, we're grading these movies next to every movie. Every single movie. So,
well, if we're grading next to every movie, then this is like an F-.
Yes, these are grades next to everything. Like, this is is not just...
I'm not grading it like if I was grading it as a kids movie, then how would I rate it as a kids movie next to other kids movies? No, I'm grading this movie right next to Pulp Fiction, Star Wars, Goodfellas, The Godfather, Kill Bill, Forrest Gump. Like it's getting graded next to everything in the pantheon of film and cinema. I do not believe on grading on a curve. I don't think anything gets better or improved upon by grading on a curve. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and this was the subject of What's Eating Hannibal from before, so I'm gonna stop myself from going into a long rant. But like, whenever we talk about these movies that are made for kids, a lot of times people be like, "Oh, well, you got to keep in mind it's for kids." I'm like, yeah, so is Toy Story. Toy Story is fucking awesome.
Well, guess what? My grades of this, they just drop. This is like
adjust.
And look, I was just about to tell you.
We're talking about like
Chase. What we're doing with these.
It's about to get vicious.
Yeah, what we're doing with these comic book movie episodes is we're putting together the ultimate comic book movie list, where we're trying to watch every single comic book movie ever made and put them in order from best to worst.
Well, this is about to get vicious. It's going to be a bloodbath here.
All right. Yes. Yes. Welcome to the show, Chase. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Listen, Antonovich says Superman fucking sucks in general. Boring ass character, non-existent personality, unlimited power, but can be defeated by some green rocks. Fuck Superman. Damn, Antonovich. About that life. There's a lot of people that feel like that about Superman. They feel like he's too powerful. And we that's something that we should talk about. But I'll save that for later in the show. I see Monty is directing traffic. Also, look, guys, use this as an opportunity to suck up to Chase and AceWonder, all right? Both of them have 100 plunger points each, and they're going to be watching the chat so they can
Zoe
those
just
shits out.
informed me, because she was watching the chat while I was getting stuff together here. Irish Breakfast said that they sent Streamlabs that we didn't see, and we haven't read it. Zoe's working on solving it. Irish Breakfast, Zoe's going to message you, tag her. We'll get your Streamlabs taken care of. Sorry about that if it didn't go through or it didn't get read. So there we go. Continue.
I didn't even see it come in.
Yeah.
But we did get one from so I read that one already. Read that one. I'm trying to make sure we caught up. Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't see it come in yet.
Yeah, well, Zoe's working on it. Zoe's got it covered.
Gotcha.
We got you, Irish Breakfast. Sorry about that.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Like, look, this is a movie for kids. You know, it's as far as kids movies goes, it's fine.
Yeah, but
seriously,
it got
the job.
But
I just like Monty said though, I found myself at multiple times, like the opening scene with when Brainiac first lands on Earth, and like that opening fight scene. I had to rewatch that scene like 7 times. Like I kept getting distracted. I would look at something on my phone. My girlfriend would start sending me cat videos. I'd be like, oh, let me check this out. And then I look at Instagram for like 10 minutes and be like, fuck, and rewind this shit. That's part of why it took so long to watch the movies last night, Monty.
Wow, that's hilarious.
AceWonder, would my godson, how much would he like Superman Brainiac attacks, you think?
I think he'd watch it. I think he would watch it. I don't know if it would be one that he would come back around to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though that's not necessarily true, because he got introduced to Brainiac through the Lego games, so he might watch anything with Brainiac in it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when my son is old enough to start watching stuff like this, I'm gonna take movies like this and I'm gonna start low. I'm gonna show him this and wait for him to go, oh my God, that was awesome. Slow down. Then I'm gonna slowly step him up to awesome.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this real quick before we move on to the next thing, and everybody in the chat answer this too. Superman has 10,000 powers. If you could have one of Superman powers, like that would be you forever, which one of his powers would you want to have?
Super strength.
Super strength? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Super strength.
Ace would say you. Monty, everybody in the chat, let us know. If you could have one of Superman's abilities.
Oh, I take it back. I changed my mind. That I wasn't thinking right. I want that ability that he has to vomit up a little tiny Superman. to go and do his thing so Superman can just hang out.
Oh man, I think I missed that power. Oh shit.
Oh, let me reference that for you.
I'm still thinking of mine while he finds that reference.
I don't know, for the sake of flying.
I was just about to say let's stick to his conventional powers, but I'm like, fuck it. All right, let's go with everything at this point.
Yeah, but what were you about to say, AceWonder?
I was gonna say, for the sake of time, I would just say flying. Be a great way of transportation, and I'd probably take over the NBA to make my money.
I like it. Monty, you got a power in mind?
I think the super strength would be most useful in day-to-day life. And I could use it in day-to-day life and not have people notice that I'm super strong. I could strain a little bit and then, there you go, fixed.
Okay. All right. I like that. Let's see I'm trying to see some of the other ones that we got that came in from the chat. Let's see. Batman is better. Okay. Mistaken Reaper says flying. American Nightmare says X-ray vision. No answer necessary. No reason. No. Yeah. You don't even have to explain that one.
Yeah.
Right. Chris Eldridge said, which power? White privilege. That's a good one. There you go. Yes. Give Chris Eldridge some plunger points. I'll tell lovely producers up. Faberino says seeing through solid objects. Okay. Someone said he has the ability to not be hated no matter how boring he is. I'm pretty anxious, so that would be a dope power. Give someone some plunger points. Ben Meredith said flight. See, here's my issue with giving him the power of flight, right? Or having the power of flight. If, like, let's say I have his ability to fly, I don't have the ability to not be cold while I'm flying. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like as I'm flying, the wind flying in my face. It's like driving with the windows down. But you're doing that shit up. First off, you're doing the shit in the atmosphere. So can I even breathe up there? Do I need something for my face? Do I need like one of these coronavirus ventilators or something? That's a lot of shit to think about just for flight. You know what I'm saying? I see. At least with AceWonder, at least you got like a real world application for that power. Brian Harris says he'd take the super strength.
You missed Antonovich said he'd take X-ray vision so he can perv out and see some titties in real life.
At least he's honest.
Ain't no way my virgin ass is seeing it anytime soon. Damn, Antonovich.
Yeah, you know what? Take your plunger points. That's a good one. Vapion says super speed. It beats all the other superpowers when you think about it. If you can move it at that faster than people's mind can process, though, you win. And you know what? I thought about super speed, but if I don't got the super reflexes to go with the super speed, then it's worthless to me.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I can run super fast. Like when I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog, I run into them spikes all the time. So
yeah, see,
just I don't know if I want that. Let's see. Phil Oliver Hole says his vision powers. Kilo says I'm a contractor for a call center. Everyone in my row to the left of me was sent home sick in short order. Okay, that's not Superman related, but I still read it. So, I didn't know. I was already reading it by the time. Faberino says if we had Superman's X-ray vision, we would know who has the coronavirus. Yeah. Ooh.
See? There you go.
Ooh, Faberino. Yes. Yes, way to bring it back into the real world. I like that.
Yeah.
For me, I want Superman's ability to kiss bitches and make them forget who I am. I think that just would be incredibly useful when I was in college. I think that would have been a great power in a non-rapey way, but more in like a douchebag. I did not want to, call you ever again. You know what I'm saying? Look, Ace Wonder knows. You remember fucking Jillian, right? Okay, like what a great power that would have been to have then.
You know what? You know what?
Wow.
Let's see. Let's test this now. Hannibal.
That chick is still living, probably watching.
And I'm gonna say, if you're watching, that's fucking foul, Hannibal. Play that intro, Zoe.
Yes. How big are your balls? Okay, Mr. Rashid. Are they ready for the truth?
Yes, they're ready for it.
Just love it.
And what's good? And how do they hurt us? Because they love Phil.
We don't need to give any time to them, Master.
We're talking about deliverance. See, I'm talking, so many people out there are captives. And I'm talking about homosexual lifestyle. I was delivered from something like that. I was a prostitute for over 30 years. I sold my body on the street corners. See, I can talk about that sin. Hallelujah, because see, I was wrapped up, tied up, tangled up. And I loved it when I was doing it. Hallelujah, God came and purged me. Hallelujah, God made me get it the old-fashioned way. You just turn your soul unto me and I'll use you. But now I can shake for Jesus up under the anointing of the Holy Ghost. Bless you.
Suck my cock, bitches.
God bless you.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have. Guilty or innocent. Innocent. Feed him to the
Yes. Fair or motherfucking foul. And you know what? I did miss yours. Penultimate says, is it cheating to say Kryptonian physiology and thus you get all the other powers? Yeah, look, I thought about that. I started to be like, can I have his ability to absorb yellow sunlight? But then I was like, what if I just get the ability to absorb yellow sunlight, but then you don't get no power? You just get vitamin D.
Or you piss it out and it burns really bad when you pee now because you absorbed all that yellow sunlight.
Look, it already does that, Monty, so that's not even a power, okay? It's just fucking, you know what I'm saying? Not all heroes wear capes. Some of us just got gonorrhea. So anyway.
Hold up. Before we move on for this, if you want to see really the Adventures of Tiny Superman, which is a really weird story, check out Superman 125. The story's called Superman's New Power. Superman literally makes a tiny clone of himself. It is Wayne boring art. It's off the wall.
All right, 125.
Okay. Yes.
Hang on, I'm writing that down.
We might need to take a tiny break, no pun intended, from the X-Men stories
and review
then read that
Superman 195.
Yes.
Yeah.
125.
125. Let me.
Yeah. See, Chase, I was listening to you because I'm not a jerk.
Again, you're being foul. Tell them how fair foul works.
No, I told you, no, don't do that. I'm sorry. So, the way fair foul works, much like shit we don't care about, every day I, Hannibal the Beat Animal, do a deep dive on the news. And when I do my deep dive, I come across these stories and I read these stories to you guys. And at the end of it, I ask a question of whether or not the story was fair or whether or not the story was foul. Now, because we're talking about Superman, all things Superman today, I kept all my Superman, all my fair fouls related to Superman, and specifically these movies, specifically the next movie we're going to talk about is Superman Returns. Probably the most polarizing, No. I don't want to say polarizer. One of the most hated Superman movies ever made. So, what I want to do is I got 2 fair files specifically related to the plot of this movie. Now, if you've never seen Superman Returns, so this is normally why I say you should check it out. But I don't know if I feel comfortable enough saying that to everybody. Well, no, you should check it out. You should check it out, and you should make up your own mind about what you think about this movie. Don't be sheep and just agree with what everybody else says about it. All right, because that's what everybody told me about.
We don't know what everybody else is gonna say here. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like other people might look. So look, I'm gonna read you. There's a couple plot points in this movie. There's one specific plot point in this movie that we are going to talk about tonight, all right? Because I remember seeing this in 2006, and when this shit happened in the movie, I had multiple arguments with multiple people about the subject that I'm about to bring up. Now, in Superman Returns, there is a scene, so Superman left Earth, he was gone for 5 years. When he comes back to Earth, fucking Lois Lane has got a long-term living boyfriend in James Marsden, a.k.a. Cyclops from the X-Men, a.k.a. the dude who gets cheated on by every bitch he's ever with in every movie and TV show he's ever been in, right? So Cyclops from the X-Men and Lois Lane are together. They have a kid, and Superman comes back. And now he's saving everybody, and he's doing his Superman spiel and all of this stuff. And they're at home one day. Right, they're in their house. It's Superman. I mean, it's James Marsden. His name is Richard White. He plays Perry White's nephew. Right, so it's Cyclops from the X-Men, Richard White, and Lois Lane. They're together in their house with their son. He's playing Heart and Soul on the piano, and then this is the conversation that takes place between them. Richard White says, "Hey Lois, you remember that article you wrote about Superman?" And Lois Lane was like, "You mean why the world doesn't need Superman?" And Richard is like, "No, the other one." And Lois says, "Which one? I wrote dozens of articles about Superman. I was practically his press agent." So then Richard says, "The one from years ago before we met, the one that was called I Spent the Night with Superman." Lois pauses, and then she says, "Richard, it was the title of an interview, plus it was your Uncle Perry's idea." And he was like, "Yeah, I know." "Were you in love with him?" And Lois pauses, and then she says, "He was Superman. Everybody was in love with him." And then Richard was like, "Even you?" And then she pauses for a really long time, and then she makes eye contact with him, and she says no. That bitch looked him in his face and lied to her dude, her long-term living boyfriend. He was like, "Hey, just to recap," he said, "You remember that article you wrote about Superman?" She was like, "Which one?" "I wrote a lot of articles." He's like, "The one where you talked about sleeping with Superman." And she's like, "I didn't come up with that. Your uncle came up with the name of that article." He's like, "So yeah, I know. Did you love him?" And she's like, "Everybody loves Superman, but did you love Superman?" And then she pauses for like 30 seconds and then says, "No." Now, I've set the groundwork. Here we go. Lois Lane is clearly lying. Okay? She is clearly lying. And as evidenced by the procession of the movie, right? Without, like she ends up, doing Lois Lane bullshit and all of Superman. She's kissing this nigga in a coma and all kinds of shit, right? So, here we go. So, she clearly loves Superman. The question is it fair or foul for Lois Lane to have kept that information to herself while in a relationship with James Marsden, with Richard White?
All right.
Yes, this is the question. Listen, and this question has caused so many arguments with so many people. I have asked this question to 1,000 people, and they watched 1,000 arguments take place. It is great. Matter of fact, I have this great relationship question, this person A, person B question, that was formatted from this exact scenario. So, is it fair or foul for Lois to keep the information to herself that she was in love with Superman the whole time she was in love? She was dating Richard White. Monty, Chase, Ace, everybody in the chat, let us know what you think. Is it fair or foul? Was Lois fair or foul to keep that information to herself?
Well,
Did she really keep the information to herself? I mean, she wrote at least 12 articles about Superman.
Yeah.
About it. I mean, it's not like it wasn't public record.
Yeah.
Now, I think if your boyfriend goes to outer space back to Krypton and comes back 5 years later and your life is completely upended, I think it is totally fair to, have to reevaluate your feelings before you come out to your partner and say, hey, this whole shit just happened again. I really love you, Cyclops. He's such a white toast in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really love you, but you know what? I got these new emotions. I got to deal with this shit. Don't put me on the spot tonight. I just saved me from a spaceship that was about to crash. Give me 5 minutes.
That's a fair answer. And
okay,
I'm willing to agree, and I'm willing to agree and take it further. I think it's fair that everybody knew that Lois Lane loved Superman, and I'm kind of agreeing with Chase on this in that he shouldn't have asked the question of did you love Superman. It should be, do you love him now?
Okay.
I don't mean to be that dude, but this ain't an English term, people. She knew exactly what he was asking.
There we go. That's what I'm talking. See, that's why I have my production partner right there. Hell yeah, I would high five you if I could right now. Okay.
No, hey, no, nobody's high fiving anybody.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right, I'm right there with. Look, listen. She's a reporter. She knows how to read between the lines. Be like, oh, he didn't ask the right question, man. Fuck, she's a Pulitzer Prize winning reporter.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. All right, but that's the fair file question. The fair file question is a fair file for Lois to keep that information to herself. Like at no point in their relationship did she ever tell him, oh look, I was in love with Superman. The nigga left. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he dead or alive. I don't know if he coming back. So I just want to let you know that before we get in this relationship. She never said that to him. And the question of whether or not she should have volunteered that.
We'll get it.
Bob Neiman with the dono says, foul for lying to me. There'd be a dead body in the dirt in Smallville. See,
damn.
Talk about it. There you go. Turn that shit into Westworld on that bitch. Fuck that shit.
Damn.
So, not a Lois Lane fan. Sorry.
All right. I can tell.
Yeah, and look, Shayla wanted me to let you know, Monty, that she said the same thing that Chase is saying. So there we go.
All right.
Look, and look, AceWonder, I'm pretty sure you and I don't have the popular opinion on this one. Live action animation, I know you in the chat somewhere, so I would love to see what you're saying. So here we go. All right, let's take it to the chat. Let's see what you guys think about this.
All right.
Let's see. American Nightmare says, Hannibal, I'm disappointed. E Green is in the chat also. He says, it's a geekgasm. Not wrong, and that's okay.
E Green becomes one of our biggest fans to one of our biggest trolls when we're doing comic book movie episodes. It's hilarious.
When we start doing nerd shit, he just goes in a whole other thing. He says, I love it when E Green makes fun of y'all for being... Tish says, I love it when E Green makes fun of y'all for being geeky. You know what? I don't, man. If I had feelings, if I was capable of human emotions right now, I'd be very hurt by that, man. Shit. I'm not though, but I just, could be. All right, let's see. I'm trying to get to y'all fair files. Here we go. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, while he's looking for those, I know it says keep watching, and I'm going to randomly give out the 50 plunger points. I am not this episode because the last 2 times I did it, your points didn't get calculated. Something's up with Streamlabs. I'm going to figure that out first. And then,
and look, keep in mind, Chase and AceWonder can give you guys plunger points for being clever and saying some cool shit in the chat. So, feel free to suck up and pander to our guests.
Yeah.
Faberino says she's playing her options, Hannibal. So I was like, all right, it is what it is. E Green says regular bitches do that every day, B. .006 says trifling hoe. There you go.
Damn.
American
Damn.
Nightmare foul. But I want to remind Ace that I have APD contacts. Give some of those plunger points. Give me some of those plunger points. Hannibal, I have a gold and black plague doctor's mask. You can have Monty. I'm not trying to. I'm not going to troll you. Look at that, American Nightmare.
Hey,
give Am Knight plunger points for that.
There we go.
That's what we should start calling him, Am Knight.
He can have a couple of mine too. I like having the police on my side.
Yeah.
There you go. How many plunger points you want to give it, Makes Wonder?
Let's go with 15.
15.
Okay.
All right.
In addition, batch of plunger points.
All right.
Antonovich says, "Is this part of shit we don't care about?" Because I give 0 fucks. I know we know. First off, and I love that Antonovich is watching the chat. Like Antonovich is out here, and look, let me go ahead and just shine a light on Antonovich right now. Antonovich is out here right now, braving the bullshit coronavirus. I mean, it's not bullshit virus, but his job requires him to be out in the trenches, working during this outbreak, and he is out there every day making sure that you guys get the stuff that you're supposed to have, making sure these deliveries get sent out. He's driving these trucks. So shout out to Antonovich, putting his life at risk every goddamn day doing that shit. You are a trooper, sir, and we appreciate you for it. And the same goes for American Nightmare, because he's an officer of the law and he gets no days off for that shit.
Yep. See,
So, yeah,
there you go.
I like to give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? And look, I don't want white people thinking that I just be hating on white people. That's not true at all. I love white people. You know what I'm saying?
Would you say you love you some white people?
No, not the way Jesse Lee Peterson would say he loved him some white people.
What about the way D-Roy Cruz says it?
Oh yeah, the way he said it, because he says it with like a cool track in the background. So let's see. E. Green says fair. It's fiction. Move on.
I'll give 10 plunger points for that. Let's move on.
There we go. All right.
E. Green. All right, E. Green. Take you some. How many points you want to give E. Green for that?
I'll give him 10 there. Let's move on.
There you go. Brian Harris says fair, but Lois's face isn't as nuttable as Dana Delaney's.
Really?
That's true.
Look, I can't speak on the nutability of Dana Delaney's face. I have to go look. Maybe I haven't seen the right picture. Sir Marvin Manister says, fair, she's living her best life. How many men got a side piece? Right, we're not talking about men. We're talking about Lois. Kilo says, fair, like he's probably having inadequacy issues. Yeah, well, who wouldn't have inadequacy issues if your bitch want to be with Superman? And she got a shot. She not like one of these street bitches that's like, oh, Superman. Like, this is like a bitch that got a real, like, you know what I'm saying? She done been in the trenches with this dude, okay? She done flown on this nigga's shoulders and... Jayla says, fair, Superman wasn't there. It is her business, and she still loves her husband. Well, you haven't seen the whole movie. What I got to say about that. Ultima says, fair, but she wanted back in the Mile High Club without that plane. Damn right she did. Damn right. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Let's see what else we got. 006. Live action animation says women. Am I right?
See, you're trying to start stuff.
And look, the next fair file question, which is it just falls right into it. Is it fair foul that Cyclops from the X-Men asked her this question after 5 years of their relationship?
Fair.
You think it's fair?
It's definitely fair.
And let me go ahead and let me ask this question. Look, keep in mind, if you haven't seen Superman Returns, okay? I told y'all Superman and Cyclops, Lois Lane and Cyclops from the X-Men got a baby together, right? Wrong. That's Superman's baby, okay? And she has convinced this nigga she convinced Cyclops that was his baby for 5 years, okay? She Maury Povich the fuck out of him.
Yeah, Lois is foul for telling him that's his kid. She knew that was Superman's son.
Lois, let's get into this. I got a lot to say about it.
All right, wait, save it. It's coming. Your time is coming for that. It's coming.
I was about to say maybe we should do it. Let's go right into Superman Returns.
All right, let's go right in.
Like he's about to say a lot of the stuff I was gonna say.
Yeah, Chase. If Chase, it's your turn to talk. Do you want to take your 3 minutes now on this?
I'm going to take 3 minutes on Superman Returns, but I'm going to need at least a minute on Man of Steel.
Okay. Okay, you know what? We'll give you 3 minutes on this. Zoe, play the timer for him.
Okay. I was gonna set it myself. All right, go ahead.
Roll the clock. Go, Chase.
Let's do it. Everybody, wait, real quick. Everybody, leave us your grades. If you've seen Superman Returns, throw your grades in the chat so we can talk about the shit. And give us your reasons why you gave it that grade. Let's go ahead and do it. Chase, and to our lovely producer Zoe, set the timer. Chase, go ahead. Give us all your venom, angst, and vitriol. Let's talk about Superman Returns.
But wait, before you get into that, I have to warn you. There's a timer playing, and there will be a very familiar time's running out sound, and you'll know when your time is up by the sound that follows. So
okay,
all right,
yeah, you got to, yeah. So you'll know when your time is up. All right, Chase, let's do it. What'd you think of Superman Returns?
Fuck this movie. So this movie started production in 1993. And it took to 2006, and this is what we got. They can't even get the color separation on Superman's costume right. Superman is red, blue cape. I got this muted brown piece of shit cape. I got this dark gray-looking Superman costume with the smallest S shield I have ever seen in my entire life. Maybe Kurt Swan drew a smaller one. I don't know. The movie is completely miscast. Routh, poor Brandon Routh, got cast because he looks somewhat like Christopher Reeve. In 2005, I looked somewhat like Christopher Reeve. I could have played Superman by that definition. He couldn't act himself out of a paper bag in this movie, much less convince me that he was Superman. The entire plot hinges once again on Lex Luthor's desire for real estate. So he makes a Krypton-shaped island, which the climax of the movie has Superman pick up a giant rock and throw it into outer space. What the hell? Now let's get into the fact that Superman left for 5 years, left his baby mama with a baby, non-existent dad. This character is nothing like Superman. He is not Superman, completely out of character. I don't know what Bryan Singer was doing besides making this horrible piece of wretched trash, which is nothing but a cheap homage, more like a piñata mesh statue to what Richard Donner had done with Superman 2 and 1 and those movies. John Ottman does a decent job emulating John Williams' score. It's too long at 2 hours and 34 minutes. It's boring. It's plotting. There's nothing exciting about the movie. Superman doesn't return. Superman steps out of the phone booth and falls on his face. This is just complete garbage. There is nothing entertaining. If you can find something entertaining about the movie, I would say, maybe the spaceship scene where he's catching that plane is somewhat enjoyable, but for the most part, this is as low as it gets. It's pedantic. It's meaningless. You have to watch two 30-year-old, 40-year-old now movies to understand a semblance of what's going on. It's ugly. It's poorly edited. The music cues don't work. The art style doesn't work. The Art Deco just fails.
Damn.
F+.
Damn. Damn. All right, well there you go. You can stop it. That was you came right in. That was your 30-second warning. All right. Shit. Okay.
Shit. All right.
God damn.
Yeah, look, I know a lot. Okay. Yes. AceWonder, what'd you think of Superman Returns?
It's tough to come off of F+, but but there were things about this movie that I thought were okay. Like I said, I like Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. I just didn't like what they did with him. I like the idea of him being a Lex Luthor person. I thought he'd do a good job. I didn't hate Brandon Routh playing Superman. I definitely didn't notice that little Esther, but I kind of let it go. This one was rough because I don't know how I felt about watching Superman try to make moves on it to get Lois Lane back. You know, I felt bad for the husband. I thought I was supposed to be on Superman's side, but I found myself kind of siding with the husband. You know, as far as that was concerned.
Yeah.
Overall, I think I gave it a C+.
All right.
It wasn't one. It wasn't one that I was ready to completely disregard and throw away. But I'm not checking for it anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Hannibal, what do you got on this?
So look, for the longest time, this was one of those movies that I've defended. It's like, I don't think this movie is as bad as most purists try to make it out to be. And then as I rewatched it this time, it was like I realized something, that this was one of those movies that I would put on to go to sleep to.
Yeah.
When I asked Monty why he was watching the movie, and Monty was like, "Oh, this shit is so boring," and I was like,
long.
And I was just like, man, why you hating this shit like that? But as Chase so eloquently pointed out, yeah, of all the Superman movies, this is the longest of all the Superman movies. It's got the longest runtime of all of them. And this movie suffers in a lot of places. Brian Singer, for whatever reason, tried to make this movie like an homage to the first two Richard Donner films, with Christopher Reeve in them. So there's a lot of like references, just like Chase said. So you'd have to go back and watch those movies from 79 and 82, so you could like get what's going on if you haven't already seen those movies. And then so it's like an homage, but it's also like a sequel to those movies that doesn't take into account Superman 3 or 4. But it does take into account Supergirl, which is strange. Like, it's because like Superman is like the backstory that they use of Superman is off of Earth right now. That was because of Supergirl, and that was because they couldn't get Christopher Reeve to be in Supergirl because it was a terrible movie. So yeah, it's like it's supposed to be this homage, and it feels. You know what this movie feels like? This movie feels like you're hanging out with your friends and you got that one friend that's into some really old shit and tries to get all of y'all into it too. It's like you got that one friend that's really into like ballroom dancing. It's like, hey man, you want to go ballroom dancing this weekend? Like, no, nigga, I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound fun at all. And that's what this. And then the other thing this movie suffers from is like, look, is the best scene in the movie is the best scene in this movie is the scene where the plane is crashing and Superman has to fly up and then save the ship. That's the first big action scene that happens in this movie, and nothing else that happens in this movie is better than that scene. And then when you couple the fact that Superman ends up being a scumbag trying to low-key get his girl back, when she's in a committed relationship, he was the absentee baby daddy, whether he knew it or not, it doesn't matter. It's on him, not her. And you got to deal with the fact that like, how that works. Then you got to deal with the fact that this movie was like, oh, Superman's got one weakness. What's that weakness? Kryptonite. Cool. But then he lifts a mountain of kryptonite. First off, he can lift mountains now, and he can lift mountains of the only thing that kills him. That's just.
Should I have been counting your 3 minutes on this, Hannibal?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's my 3 minutes. I'm look, and all that being said, I'm giving this movie a C. I don't think that it's terrible. It's like a C minus. A C minus. All right. I think this is almost a mediocre movie. I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely not good. It's not a great movie. I'm not giving it an F. I'm not going as far as Chase. I'm not sentencing it to the death penalty. We've seen Catwoman, we've seen Steel, we've seen Spawn.
This is better than all of those.
It's better than all of those, but like
no way, it is not better than Spawn.
It is way better than Spawn, Chase.
It's definitely better than Spawn.
We can fight about this. Call me, Chase. We will argue about this.
We should have that. And look, and with that being said, I pass it over to my podcast partner, Montel Williams. What did you think about Superman Returns?
As you mentioned, I told you on the phone, I was bored to tears. Every time I've seen this movie, I have been bored. Except for, and I will say this, like I put more energy into it. Wasn't just the airplane scene. I stand by that scene with the airplane and the space shuttle is probably one of the greatest Superman scenes ever. The problem is, it is a diamond stuffed deep inside of a turd.
Yeah,
that's the problem with it. And
I can agree with that.
Not that the movie,
I agree.
Not that the movie is absolute trash. Like when I step back and I go, all right, let's look at this as just a movie. Forget everything I know about Superman. this is just a movie. Like, whatever attachment I have to Superman, I take that away, and I'm just watching this movie. How is it as a movie? I still don't like it. But we got that scene. The bad is, y'all have already mentioned all the bad. But, and I agree with all the bad that all of you said. But that scene, for me, I got excited. But I'm trying to be fair with this and not grade. If I were to grade this on movies I like, this movie is probably an F if I'm grading it on what I like. But
yeah,
if I'm being fair with it, this movie's a C+.
Okay,
C+.
I'm going like C minus. You going C+? AceWonder C+. Chase with the F+. And look, and Chase, I ain't mad at you too either. I am not mad at you because I felt some type of way. It took me like 2.5 days to watch this movie.
Well, yeah, it feels like it drags on forever. The only other sci-fi geek movie that I think drags on even worse is Star Trek: The Motionless Picture from 1979. I mean, it just doesn't move. But and to be fair about the plane scene, it is a diamond in the rough, but it comes so late in the movie and so long before something else happens. I don't care. But to be nice and to be fair, Brandon Routh did an excellent job returning to the role of Superman this year in the Crisis crossover on the CW.
I've heard
and
that.
I don't like those shows. They're not my thing. I'm not the right audience for it. But he did a great job playing Superman in that particular role. I think he could have been a great Superman or a good Superman in a better movie.
That's
yeah. I like that. Brandon Routh and I realized it when, and I don't know why I never noticed this before, but Brandon Routh and Kevin Spacey essentially played. They were doing impersonations.
They were doing impressions.
Oh yeah, they were doing impressions of Christopher Reeve and Gene Hackman, and I didn't realize that the first. Like, I've seen this movie a bunch of times, and then I watched it this time, and I was like, oh, this is Kevin Spacey doing an impression of Gene Hackman from the 80s. Okay, I get it. I mean, that's kind of it's weird. It's just that's a weird choice. That like it made me wonder, like, did Bryan Singer read Superman books before he made this movie, or did he just watch the Richard Donner movies?
No, Well, there's an excellent book called Superman vs. Hollywood. It came out around 2006, 2007. It goes into the entire production process of the first two Superman movies, all the way up to Superman Returns. It's a fabulous read. It's by Jake Rawson, and they actually get into what Bryan Singer's influences on Superman were, which we don't have really a lot of time to cover on. But if you want to know, check out this book, Superman vs. Hollywood. It's well worth the read.
All right. Let me add that to the list of stuff to check out. There we go.
Yes.
And once again,
I didn't see y'all grades in the chat for Superman Returns. And like I said, I don't know if y'all just haven't seen it, because I know it came out a while ago. It was a movie that made a lot of money at the time. I think it was the 9th most.
Yeah, it made $230 million in 2006. But if you're making a Superman movie that cost close to $400 million in 2006, it's not giving you a lot of returns. There's no reason that movie should have cost as much as it did to make, especially with the bad CGI in it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and I like I said, I don't hate this movie, but there's things I like about it, but there's more that I don't like about it. It's just, there's a lot that just doesn't connect on this movie.
There's like 3 or 4 scenes that I like, but everything else you kind of just got to deal with.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot that you're just dealing with. We didn't even talk about Superman's kid throwing a piano at a henchman. We didn't even talk about that shit.
I actually liked that when Superman's kid threw the piano. I thought that was funny. It was a good bit of levity in a movie that is really boring.
Yeah.
No, and for me, what I didn't like about that scene was it was supposed to be the big reveal that was Superman's son. Like, was there anybody that watched this movie that didn't think that was Superman's son the entire time the movie was?
No, we all knew he was the right age.
Right. But I did enjoy watching Lex Luthor figure it out though.
Yeah.
Well,
that was one small thing that I think I like.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. That's Superman Returns, and we're running out of real estate on this show. Let's go into the next segment. Here we go. This is Have You Heard This Shit?
Hey, wake up! Wake your punk ass up.
Who are you?
Have you heard this shit?
Okay, all right.
Ah, there we go.
We never get to what he smells.
Nope, never ever. Never ever.
You know what? I think he smells pineapples.
Yeah, it might be pineapples. Or fresh peppercorn.
Oh, yeah, he might be making steak. He might be making steak au pois.
Yeah. I think I heard. I smell, and then, you know. Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for you to make that joke. All right, so for this edition of Have You Heard This Shit, Monty actually came up with the brilliant idea, since we're doing the Superman episode, for us to talk about the soundtrack to one of the Superman movies.
Yes.
So the next Superman movie on the list is Superman Unbound, which came out in 2013.
Yes.
It's one of the animated Superman movies. And I saw somebody in the chat, I think it was someone, said that all the animated Superman movie are F minuses to him. That is unfortunate because there are some great animated Superman movies.
Superman All-Stars.
Yes.
Yeah. See,
yep.
And it's
right
Superman
there.
All-Stars is such
right
a weird
there.
because the people that like it love it, and the people that don't like it is like, it's just okay.
That movie is great.
I think that movie is just okay.
Yeah, it's great. The comic is better, but
yep,
it was a really good adaptation.
Yep.
You see, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to read the comic so I can appreciate the movie, because I didn't appreciate the movie.
But it's the best. It's the best last Superman story ever written, and I'm counting that amongst Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow by Alan Moore. It is.
Oh yeah,
perfection.
I forgot about that one. Yes.
Ooh.
Shit.
Right.
Okay.
See. All right. See, I feel like Chase, we got to have you back on more episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And look, wait, hang on. Before you start explaining things, I have an idea that I want to throw at you right now. Why don't we, with this album review, why don't we review the soundtrack with the movie?
Okay. I like.
There we go. So as you set it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, look. So with this edition, we're talking about the Superman Unbound movie soundtrack, the original movie motion picture soundtrack. It is composed by Kevin Kevin Cliche. So I'm saying his name all the way fucked up. So it's Kevin Cliche. That's not the way you say his name. It came out in 2013, and that's it. There are no more notes to say about this. Monty, what'd you think of the artwork?
The artwork was for the soundtrack. I'm not that impressed with the artwork, and it's the same as the DVD cover for Unbound. I don't know why. I don't understand why for these cartoons they go with something that kind of looks like some comic book art that looks nothing like what you see in the cartoon. And the soundtrack's the same. I don't like the art. It has nothing to do with the sound of this or what you see in the cartoon. It's garbage. It's garbage.
Oh yeah, I don't. I'm looking at the artwork now online, and I am not a fan of this. I don't like this. It's so. Oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like a Super Nintendo Superman video game cover.
Yeah,
and it looks very much Sega Genesis.
Yeah, and y'all shitheads saw what was up before, and you see what's next to us right now. This is the title sequence, or a section of the title sequence from the cartoon right here. If Zoe can pull up the artwork again, just pull up the Have You Heard This Shit. This is what's in the cartoon, and this is Wait, go back. And this is what's in the cartoon, and this is what we got.
Can we go full screen with that? Or is that gonna be a problem?
No, can you go full screen? Can you?
Let me see what that looks like.
Oh, or in the double screen. Or we can't right now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's fine. But yeah, you guys can see it. It looks like a fucking Redbox video game rental.
Yeah.
Very much so. It's very cheap.
Yeah.
Yes. It looks like if there was a Superman board game, this would be the cover art for the board game for the Superman game. That's what this looked like. Like if there was a Superman version of Stratego, it would be this.
Yeah. This is terrible. So now. Wait. What were you gonna say, Chase? Take it.
It's very terrible, especially when you take into account the source material. I mean, this movie is an adaptation of Action Comics number 866 through 870 by and I'm about to drop some geek flames here, but it's written by the always awful Jeff Johns.
Don't get him started. We don't have enough showtime to get you started. Don't start with it.
But the thing is, it had beautiful artwork by Gary Frank. Gary Frank was one of the best Superman artists to ever put the pencil to paper for Superman. In fact, I have one of the original pieces from that. He's just fantastic, and his Superman looks so much like Chris Reeves. And to see what this movie did or does to that art, it just breaks my heart.
All right. Fair enough. So, with that being said, we'll pass it to Hannibal to give your grades on this. What grade did you give this?
The Superman Unbound.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it more, and I've had this movie forever, and I've never watched it. Every time it would come on, I would see the style of animation and think that it was designed for kids, so I avoided it.
Yeah.
And then when having to actually watch it all the way through, I was like, I thoroughly enjoyed this more than I thought I would. I give this a B-.
B-, all right.
I liked it more than I thought I would. I didn't expect to like this movie at all.
All right.
And that was not the case. I liked it. I liked Superman Unbound. I thought the soundtrack was good. I think the way it played out was well. Like I'm in that B- C+ range.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in that B- C+ range with this.
All right. See, you liked it more. Any standout tracks on the soundtrack?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. I mean, but just to keep it quick, I like the bookended music. I like the very first track, and I like the very last track on the project. I think those two worked out real good. It's called main title Superman Unbound. I like the last one that's called Rebuilding the City, and there's one called Brainiac Attacks Metropolis, and there's one called Dissecting the Probe, and I think it's called Candor Attack. The Dissecting the Probe Candor Attack track is dope. But look, this is all movie score. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there'll be one section, it'll be like a minute of music that I think is amazing, and then the rest of it is like, all right, well, now it's gotten kind of like, it's that chase scene, or it's the scene where they're trying to figure out how to cure some shit. It's like, all right, make all those separate tracks. You ain't got to put all that shit together.
Yeah. All right. Well, Well, I enjoyed this one. Like, I really did. I have fun with Superman Unbound. I enjoyed seeing Brainiac again, even though I wasn't expecting him in this.
I didn't realize all these movies had Brainiac in them.
I was only expecting Brainiac once, and I got him like 4 times throughout all these movies. But Brainiac's one of my favorite villains. I enjoyed Brainiac. I liked how he was in this, and that was fun. The downsides were some of the stuff felt a little forced and too much, and I didn't believe as Professor Frank would put it, the reambigulation of Metropolis. I didn't believe it. Like, how did Superman know exactly where to put Metropolis so that bridge would line the fuck up? I didn't believe that. Oh shit! Wait, hang on. My headphones fell out. I couldn't hear shit. There we go. But yeah. When you reambigulate Metropolis, how did he line it up so perfectly? That was the only thing that bothered me. Other than that, I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was great. It falls dead in the middle for me at a C.
Okay.
So,
okay.
So
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that at all.
yeah, and the soundtrack I enjoyed. And my only standouts would be like Superman's Breakout. That was one I was just listening to on a second listen. Again, I enjoyed that one. That one was fun. I was having fun with that. I was listening to it while playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This soundtrack makes a great soundtrack to Breath of the Wild. So
it said if you need a soundtrack to listen to while you're playing a video game, this soundtrack is a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
To that video game.
Yeah, like seriously, it's awesome. But yeah, Chase, your turn.
I'm just going to come out and say it. These DC Direct animated things, I usually fall on the side of I don't really like them.
All right.
This one's okay. I enjoyed Matt Boomer's voice performance as Superman. Poor guy always, in the most recent Superman movies, he always comes up second. He was a candidate to be Superman in Superman Returns. He got costume tested once again for Superman Man of Steel. I like him as an actor. He makes a pretty good Superman. He also played Superman in a live-action commercial in Japan. John Noble as Brainiac's okay. I'm not a big fan of the source material for this movie.
All right.
But I'll give it a C. It as an animated feature in the DC universe, standalone, there was no harm, no foul.
Okay.
It was. I'm giving it a C.
All right. AceWonder.
Okay. So, and just so you know, the two I thought you were going to like, Chase, was this and Red Sun.
No, this has Jeff Johns' name on it, so there's no way I'm liking this.
Bam. AceWonder, what say you, sir?
Well, for me, I err more on the side of maybe about a B- on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I almost enjoyed this a good bit. I was going along with it for a good bit of the story, and then it got to the end, and it was like how Superman, he basically just finally beat he was captured, and then he kind of just got out on sheer determination. It wasn't really anything that went into that. All of a sudden, he just mentally overcame. And then the fact that he healed Lois Lane with a kiss, that just kind of, I was like, oh man, that got under my. I didn't get under my skin, but I was like, really? That's how we gonna do this? Because otherwise, I enjoyed it. I liked Brainiac, like the more serious Brainiac. I kind of liked what they were building with Superman and Supergirl, for an animated movie. But yeah, so I say B-.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm in that same B-, C+ range. I'm gonna think about it and land my grade somewhere, but it's in that range.
Soundtrack. I actually enjoyed the soundtrack. It was kind of like a mix of like the X-Files with like some Predator type stuff going on at the same time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Probe Approaches Earth was dope, and Planetary Takeover I like. Both of them sounded like the Knight Rider a little bit at times.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, that being said, let's keep this shit moving. We'll go on to the next thing. Let's do one of my favorite segments of the show where I go around and find the craziest people on the internet and or some cool shit. There's been 2 of them where I just showed you cool shit. But yeah, let's do check this shit out. I got some shit I want to show you.
Check this shit out. Let's do it.
Here we go.
This is the dumbest shit in the world, people.
Hannibal and Monty's Shit Show presents. Check that shit out.
What is that?
I didn't know they made them like that.
I don't even understand what I'm seeing.
Remember that shit I gave you last week, nigga? It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing. It's nothing, nigga. Nigga, it's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Right here. This shit, nigga. This shit here, nigga.
Check this shit out.
Name is Chris the Corner Gunner like, nigga.
Hey everyone, hey subscribers, hey first time viewers. Just to let you, let me let you know a little bit about me real quick. I'm a crazy person. I believe in the New World Order, and I believe it's coming soon. And I believe that the whole world is run by the Illuminati. And their whole favorite thing in the entire world is the serpent, the dragon, it's Satan. And they think he's returning this year. And the Chinese, they refer to him as the dragon pretty much. We over here on this side call him the serpent a lot more, I think anyway. That's my opinion. But the Chinese, as they call this year the year of the dragon, and whenever this video came out, this is the frog sitting like a human video that came out and took the world by storm, and YouTube especially. I was thinking, you know, and I think the Illuminati had their hands in just about everything. I says, you know what I see? When I turn this upside down, I see a dragon. As in the dragon's returning, as in the serpent's returning, as in the devil's coming back to finish his plans. Because here's his horns, here's his forehead, here's his eyes, here's his nose, here's his beard. So whenever I was going around looking today on the old interwebs, I came across, well first let me show you the old one. You guys heard that there's a new Superman movie coming out next year. It's called The Man of Steel. This is the poster for the 2007 or 8 movie or 6 movie, whatever. The Superman Returns, the last one with Brandon Routh and what's his nuts. This is that poster, okay? Now let's go to the one that's coming out called Man of Steel that comes out next year, I believe. Or maybe later this year, I'm not 100% sure. But it's either this year or next year. Let's look at it. Look at the updated little logo. Old one.
Come on, get to it, man. I should have done a little edit with you.
And the new one. Is that not a freaking big-ass snake or dragon, clear as day? You like how even it starts out small, thin, like the head, and then as the body gets fat like a freaking snake, and the little tail curls up? I mean, look at that shit. And don't forget that it's in a big-ass pyramid, by the way. Their other favorite thing next to the snake or the dragon or the serpent or whatever you want to call them. So, I don't know, just thought that was pretty interesting today. I thought I'd share that with you guys because I know I see things and, you know, stuff that's not really there because I'm crazy. But
it's not.
It's just that's an odd change from the 2000 and whatever, 6 or 7 movie, isn't it? All of a sudden it's the big-ass serpent or dragon, but that's not really there anyway because I'm just seeing things. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring it to your guys' attention. I don't know. What do you think? Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. All right. Take it easy.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
There you go. Are you convinced?
They're making the friggin' frogs gay. Okay. That's all I heard. That's all I heard was Alex Jones' voice talking about how they're putting chlorine in the water and they're making the friggin' frogs gay. Yeah, like shout out to all the Satanists out here putting in all that work and upside down symbology. You know what I'm saying? I said, wait a minute, let's look at it upside down. Man, I've literally looked at 0 to 1 images in my life upside down in the hopes of finding hidden messages and
you know, I would like to get the hidden message job. Like Church of Satan, I guess hit me up. I can hide some stuff for you. If you go back and look through our shows, I've hidden it in 98 episodes already.
Penultimate said Superman is Slytherin, obviously. But I would love to be at the graphics department, you know, for the Satanists, and just be like, so look, we love the initial design because you've captured the essence of what we're going for. But could you make it look a little bit more dragon-like here, okay?
Yes.
Like could you make the scales ripple more? Like we really wanted to instill fear in the tens of people who flip this upside down and look at it.
Yeah, and also in the music you played, we don't know what you were going. It sounds great when we listen to it, but we don't know where you were going when we play it backwards. Like it just sounds like gibberish backwards. What's the message that you put in it?
Yeah. You're not a real Satanist unless you got a message that can only be heard if you reverse the album.
Which would mean you'd have to press it on vinyl.
Yeah.
Right.
Or have some editing software. So Chase, what do you think? Are you convinced? Is the new logo a dragon or that logo?
Look, I'm going to apologize on that behalf of white people because this is the kind of shit that they come up with.
Oh, no, look, hey, No, one of the craziest conspiracy theorists that we watch is this dude called Mag Truth, and I looked to see if he had something about Superman. He does not.
Look, if you look at this
black.
upside down, I don't know about you, but I kind of just see another S. You know, if you look.
Yeah. When you turn this S upside down, I just see more S's.
I kind of see two fish in there too. You know, just like yin yang.
See,
yeah.
See, and you apologize for white people, but Mag is black, and Mag would have caught that upside down. It's in a triangle, and it's another S. That's for your 33. Bam.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yes. You can't pull one over on the Mag.
Oh.
But yeah.
It's been a while since I watched him.
Yeah, Mag is the best. I love that dude. He's our favorite. Bam. But anyway,
because if you take the letters, like it's 3 letters in man, 2 in of, and 5 in steel. If you multiply 5 times 2 is 10, and then 10 times 3 is 30. And if you multiply all that by 0, you get 0. And then if you multiply 0, if you add 1 to 0, then it ends up being 1. And then if you add 665, what do you get? 666. It's the devil.
There you go. And then you missed.
It's all tied together.
Yeah, and then you missed one. Once you got to 30, there have been 3 different versions of Superman that we're talking about now. There's your 33.
Yeah,
there's your 33. But if you really want to get into Man of Steel, I really think I don't think the devil was involved because he would have made a better movie. But
but look, all right, we're gonna stop it right there, and we skipped Ace last time. That's my fault because we crunched the segments together. So AceWonder, let's just go right into Man of Steel, and then we'll take it around, so we can all have our say about it. What say you about Man of Steel? Oh, I think Ace is muted again.
There we go. No, but at the time I saw this movie originally, I thought that it might have been rated a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of told myself that it was the start of something that they were eventually going to finish. And now, years later, we realized that never happened. So, I kind of looking back at this, I look back at it a little bit differently. But I ended up scoring it at a B, like at a straight B. I think I might have had it higher than that when I first saw it because I just thought something else was going to happen.
All right.
I didn't like Lois Lane finding out about everything at the beginning of the movie, but I guess they tried to spare themselves, them plausibly trying to tell you that there was a difference between him with glasses on and without glasses. So I guess there was something to that. But overall, I like the new Zod. I like the new enemies in comparison to the way that they did them, in the 70s. I couldn't imagine them bringing them back the way they were in 78.
Yeah.
So I thought they did a good job with that as well. And Superman killed a guy at the end. So, it wasn't it wasn't all bad.
He's finally got the taste of blood.
Will he kill again? Find out next time.
But it definitely wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be. And at the time, I convinced myself that something else was going to happen that never did. So I went with a B.
Okay.
And look, everybody in the chat, if you've seen Man of Steel, drop those grades. I'm curious to see. I see Brian Harris already gave it an A+.
Damn, Brian Harris.
Man, Brian Harris is gonna hate me.
Man, Brian Harris. Look, let me go ahead and let me get the bad out the way first with this movie. Oh shit! So here's my thing, and the movie. Like, so let me do the thing. What I liked about this movie first, because I'm like, let me do this. Oh shit! Because I've already used up my time, and I want to get through this fast.
Yes.
I love the Hans Zimmer score for this movie. Okay, I love the Hans Zimmer score. Hans Zimmer is one of my favorite musicians on the planet right now, and his reimagined version of the Superman theme, the Man of Steel theme, is the top of the food chain as far as superhero themes go. I like it more than I like the Avengers theme. I like it more than it's my favorite. I think it's the best. I think that opening Krypton sequence, I think is dope as hell. I personally like the flashback storytelling, the way they kind of jump back and forward. I think the Smallville fight scene is badass, and I like the World Engine scenes. I thought those scenes were great. That being said, Henry Cavill, just like Brandon Routh in Superman Returns, he don't got a lot to say in this movie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is not the Superman movie that I thought I was getting. And I realized while I was watching this movie that I've never watched this movie from beginning to end without falling asleep on it. I fell asleep on it. I fell asleep on it in the theater the first time I saw it. I fell asleep on it. And every time I've watched this movie, I have never watched this movie without dozing off. And it's not that it's a bad movie. It's like, because I'm giving this movie a B. But like, there's things in this movie, like, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I'm going to just bring up one of them. If they can put a baby Superman in a spaceship to go to Earth, and they can put General Zod and company on a ship and send them to the Phantom Zone, why couldn't they save anybody else from Krypton? It was like, oh, we could save this baby and these criminals, but all the rest of us are dead, though.
Well, there is an Easter egg in the movie where when Superman goes into the ship, there is a other pod that is open. And the rumor was that was Supergirl.
Ah, all right.
But it's stuff we'll never see finished or whatever. Right. So,
yeah, and it was just like, but it was other stuff. Like Lois was just like when they found the original Kryptonian ship, she at the military installation. This bitch was just walking around, there was no security around. Like, there's way too many people that know that Clark Kent is Superman. Like, it's like there's a ridiculous amount. There's like a whole school full of children in Smallville that know who he is. Like, it's crazy. It's just, but look, that being said, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than most people do, and I gave it a B. I think it's a good movie. It could have been great. Amy Adams is wildly underused, and there's a lot of great actors in this movie that are just wallpaper. Like Lawrence Fishburne is wallpaper. The dude, the dude from I can't think of his name, from fucking there's a lot of great actors in this shit that ain't getting used right. But altogether, I still think this is a good movie, and a lot of people have strong feelings about this. So yeah, I give it a B. Monty, what you think about this?
I enjoyed this movie. I really feel like whenever we talk about DC movies and how bad shit like Justice League is, we haven't done that on this show yet. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, and look, Chase, if you want to be on that episode, come shit on
me. It's me, and I got a lot to say.
Yeah, like whenever we talk about like Justice League and like just the shit that is the DC cinematic universe, and I always say, like, I enjoyed Aquaman. Like, not the greatest movie ever. I enjoyed Wonder Woman. I was gonna say loved, but I won't go that far. I really, really, really enjoyed Wonder Woman. And, you know, I always leave this movie out. I really did enjoy this movie. The holes Hannibal pointed out, I saw the first time I saw it, and I saw this time. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why doesn't Krypton just take a field trip to the Phantom Zone? At least we can figure out how to get out and rebuild a fucking planet. But
so our lovely producer Zoe, could you give Monty some plunger points, please?
but I'm still able to sit back and enjoy this movie for what it is. I ended up in the exact same place as AceWonder and Hannibal with a B. Chase, take it away, because I know you're lower than all three of us.
Well, you don't know that. He might be the high man in the group. He might be the one.
We'll see.
I couldn't even say it with a spoiler
out there. No. If I go back and we talk about the DC movie, and I'm going to say this as a absolute fan of Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
I think he has a great visual style. I think it might be a bit kinetic. Too kinetic sometimes, but I think I think Zack Snyder had a Superman story that he wanted to tell with this movie. Mm-hmm. As a purist of Superman, I think this movie misses the mark.
Mm-hmm.
And not for the reason you might think. I'm totally fine with the death of Zod. I'm totally fine with the destruction of Metropolis. where the movie gets it wrong is with Jonathan Kent. I am one of those people that are, there's Superman was put on Earth for a reason, and Jonathan Kent and Martha Kent were there to guide him for that reason. And it seems like what Jonathan Kent and Martha Kent did in these movies was put every block to stop him from becoming Superman. I think that misses the mark. Superman is here to show us what we can aspire to be better, how we can be better. People say he's boring, but he's your inspirational character. He's something mythic, and that's what Zack Snyder really strives for in this movie. And I think he misses the mark. I think he swings big. I think he hits a couple of foul balls. This movie has the best cast of a Superman movie besides being Christopher Reeve being cast as Superman, but Henry Cavill would have and should have made a great Superman if he would have been in movies that suited him as an actor. Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White should have been phenomenal. Everybody should have been phenomenal in this movie, and it just misses the mark so bad. That being said, going back and rewatching it, I'm knowing what it is. It's not as bad as I think, or would love it to be, or wanted it to be. I'm going to give it a C-. It has really good visuals. Really, I think the fight scenes with Zod are great. Michael Shannon is great as Zod. It has horrible product placement, and what Hannibal said about Hans Zimmer's score, it is phenomenal. It's not a classic like John Williams, but it is a phenomenal score. C. It's just
okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
And and look, I also like how Zod's ship had Superman-sized codex. Like they had the Kryptonian codex that was in the shape of the Superman key. I like how those keyholes was just all over his ship, like including the prison cells that they put people in. It was just like, hey man, if any prisoners have this codex, you better not use them. It's just like, I like how the Jor-El hologram knew who Lois Lane was. Like, it referred to her by name and had a general idea of her connection to Clark Kent. Like, it was just like it was like, hey, I just met my son 2 minutes ago, but I know who you are. Like, all right.
I've been checking you out too. How?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I also like how when the World Ender engine was sucking up all of this stuff in Metropolis, it was sucking everything up. Lois Lane was the only thing falling down. Like all the cars and all the rocks and debris and shit. It was like all these tiny pieces of rubble are going up. Not Lois though. She is heavier than concrete. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, all right, whatever. It's just it's stupid. It's like, and there's a lot of that shit, you know what I'm saying, in the movie. It's just like, all right, why did this, and something else that pissed me off in this movie, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about it.
Hang on. Oh wait, no, say it. What do you got?
This is the last thing I was gonna say. You remember, like in the beginning of the movie, they talked about how Clark had been on Earth his entire life, drinking. His body was drinking up the yellow sunlight, and over time, that's how he was able to get the powers that manifested as Superman. But then General Zod and company got there, and 10 minutes later, they was like, "Oh, I got all those same powers too."
Well, it's the same problem with Superman 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman and Superman 2, in Superman, he grows into his powers, and when Zod shows up in Superman 2, all of a sudden, Zod, Ura, and Ugg, they're just already fully powered.
Yeah.
So leaps of logic you got to take in some of these movies, but this movie is full of plot holes.
Yeah. I realize that my issue with Superman movies is because Superman is so powerful, that he's never really in any danger. That at the end of it, he's coming out of it unscathed, and it's like, which is why the death of Superman comic was such a big deal when it happened. Because it was like, oh shit, he's dead. There's somebody that was bigger, that was tougher than him. But like in all these movies, he's coming out the end unscathed. So it's like I can't ever really get upset because he's like, nothing. Even the thing that's created to kill him doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
Right.
So there you go. So Well, since that pisses you off so much, why don't we find out what's actually pissing you off, Hannibal? Let's talk about what's eating Hannibal.
Oh shit! Oh,
here we go.
Shit. Yes, let's get into what's eating Hannibal, all right? Because I've given y'all a little taste of it throughout the episode, but let's get into it right now. Let's get into what's eating. Zoe, play my theme music.
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Yeah, that's it. OG, original gangster, original gangster, original gangster.
Women drivers, people who talk during the movie, customers who cannot make up their mind while ordering food.
They shit on LA, they shit on Chicago, they shit on Miami, they shit on New Jersey.
New Yorkers, Atlanta Falcon fans, possibly people from Alaska.
They hate Canadians, they hate the South, they hate the rain, they hate the snow, they hate murder, they hate crime, they hate fucking everything. They hate the Knicks when they're winning, they hate the Knicks when they're losing.
Indecisive morons, blithering idiots, humans. These people have formed a burning question. What is grinding Hannibal's gears?
Dun, 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 dun. Yes, yes, yes. What's eating Hannibal? I don't know if E Green is still in the chat. I hope he is. See, all right, got 30 people watching, 35 like. Okay, cool. We in the ballpark. All right, so yeah, let's get into what's eating Hannibal today. After watching these movies, I realized that there's something that really pisses me off about Superman. And let's go ahead and get into it right now. And to our lovely producer Zoe, I know we haven't tested it yet because we were supposed to test it before the show ran, so we're gonna have to just lead into it the way we do. All right.
There you go.
So I don't know, Monty, if you are, or Zoe, whoever's doing. I just
No,
want to make
Zoe
sure
is. She's ready.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And it's gonna be. I'm gonna telegraph it, so it'll be. We'll be ready. All right. Here we go. So I decided that we need to. Okay. I wrote a letter to Superman, right?
Okay.
And, all right, we need an intervention, okay? We need an intervention with the Man of Steel. Dear Kal-El, a.k.a. Clark Kent, a.k.a. Superman, brother, or we need to talk. Or in the words of E. Green, we need to have a real nigga conversation real quick, okay? From one superhero to another, I see greatness in you. You have defeated powerful enemies like Brainiac, Doomsday, General Zod, Lex Luthor. You have saved Metropolis more times than I can count. You've saved the planet more times than I can count. You've saved the universe more times than I can count. And you've done it all while being the only white man that can successfully rock an S-curl. Okay? You could very well be the greatest hero that mankind has ever seen. But you aren't the greatest superhero we've ever seen. And you want to know why that is, Brother Clark? It's because of Lois fucking Lane. Your potential is being subdued by your overwhelming need to save Lois Lane all the goddamn time. I know you love her. I know you think she's the shit. But as a friend and admirer and as a fellow hero, I wrote this intervention letter to tell you one thing.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah, and look, wait, and so everybody heard it. To our lovely producer Zoe, could you play that one more time for me, please? Leave that hoe alone. That's right. Leave that hoe alone. How many times has Lois Lane unnecessarily put herself in harm's way and you had to stop whatever you were doing so you could rescue her? How many helicopters, airplanes, spaceships have you had to stop from crashing because that bad luck bitch was on board? How many times has she fallen off a building or was dangling from a ladder or tripped and held onto some scaffolding and you had to save her right before you defeated the threat of the week? You remember when Lex Luthor caused all those earthquakes in California as you were saving the whole West Coast United States? Where the hell was Lois? Was she safe somewhere in Metropolis, just chilling? No. Lois' ass was in California, driving her car into a goddamn obvious ass sinkhole. Bruh, what the fuck was you even doing in California? Metropolis ain't nowhere near California. Okay? Then, what about the time she was getting a Pulitzer Prize for writing that hating-ass article, Why the World Doesn't Need Superman, but instead of going to her award ceremony, instead she decided to illegally break into Lex Luthor's yacht with a minor, I might add, and when the yacht sank, and when the yacht sank, instead of you beating the shit, instead of you beating the shit out of Lex Luthor, you had to stop whipping ass and go save her again. I guess she really did need Superman after all. She jeopardizes your missions by constantly getting in trouble and monopolizing all of your attention, and you end up having to rescue her. And you know what that makes you? That makes you the original Captain Save-A-Ho. And as a friend, an admirer, and a fellow hero, I wrote this intervention letter to tell you one thing, Superman. Leave that hoe alone. No, play that shit. Leave that. So I love the producer Zoe. Play that shit one more time. Leave that hoe alone. That's right. Leave that hoe alone. And think about how she always fucking over your alter ego Clark Kent. She is constantly trying to sabotage your career at the Daily Planet by stealing your stories, my nigga. How many times is Perry White giving Clark Kent a story and then Lois yells, "I'm on it, Chief," and it grabs her shit and runs the fuck out the door? Okay? And I hate to tell you this shit, but she don't even like Clark Kent. She thinks Clark Kent is a lame ass dude and boring. Okay? She don't believe Clark Kent is putting out that big dick energy, but every time she sees the last son of Krypton, them panties get wetter than the mighty Mississippi. So, you know what that tells me, Kal-El? She's a goddamn power fucker. Okay? She is attracted to the power, not the man. She wants the cape, not the Clark. If Superman didn't exist, you don't think she would be letting Lex Luthor clap them cheeks? Okay? She would let Lex Luthor get them cakes faster than a fat kid at a birthday party. In the words of the great philosopher and poet, Jesus Christ, Kanye West, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke niggas. Leave that power-struck, troublesome, building falling off, car crashing, story chasing, always being in the wrong place at the wrong time ass bitch alone, all right? As a friend, an admirer, and a fellow hero, I wrote this intervention letter to tell you one thing, Superman. Leave that hoe alone. That's right, leave that hoe alone. And that heifer is always in trouble, and you always having to rescue her, bro. As your closest black friend, it's not a good look, Cal. Okay, it's not a good look, my dude. Me and all the other all your other black hero friends like Black Lightning, the Black Green Lantern, John Stewart, Cyborg, Steel, Static, Aqualad, Batwing, and the Dark Knight himself. We've been talking amongst ourselves at the Black People superhero meetings, and we are afraid that you are suffering from chronic bitch dependency. And chronic bitch dependency is no laughing matter. In the words of a pimp named Slickback, CBD syndrome or chronic bitch dependency can fuck with your friends, it can fuck with your health, and the scariest of all, it can even fuck with your money. Okay? I'm trying to put, look, listen, I'm trying to put you on game, all right? I'm trying to, hold on, I'm trying to put you on game. You're looking real weak right now. Just the slightest whiff of that Lois Lane puss be having you weaker than kryptonite. You out here canceling missions for rooftop dinner dates? The world is on fucking fire, and instead of getting the Man of Steel, we gotta suffer with Booster Gold and Elongated, man. You're not the Man of Steel right now. You're the man of moist towelettes. Okay, and as your black friends and your co-workers and the members of the Afro Justice League, I wrote this intervention so I can tell you one thing, Superman. Leave that hoe alone. Yes, that's what's eating Hannibal. Leave that bitch alone. You could do better. Go fuck Wonder Woman. That's much better pussy. Okay, you just upgraded yourself. That's what's eating Hannibal.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's go and talk about Superman Red Son, where he is not dating Lois Lane. So, I'm just going to put this one up for grabs. Does anybody want to take this one first? Nobody? Anybody?
I'll take it.
There you go. Chase. Chase, it's yours.
I absolutely love this movie. With everything you said about the animated set, I absolutely loved this movie. It, I feel, encapsulates the best of Superman. Superman was, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, two young Jewish kids in around World War II. Poor kids. Superman. Anybody who says that Superman's a right-wing tool doesn't understand Superman. Superman is completely liberal. The whole concept of Superman is liberal.
Thank you, Chase. Okay, I've had this argument a bunch of times. People don't believe that shit. Yes, I think he is.
No, I mean, he's obviously created by two young Jewish guys in the 1940s. He's Roosevelt all the way. He's New Deal all the way. Superman is about helping people that need help. What I loved about Superman Red Son, especially coming out this week with coronavirus and everything that's happening, we're understaffed in healthcare, we're understaffed in law enforcement, we're understaffed in services. It's a capitalist nightmare going on outside. I thought it was really, really exciting to see Superman dealing with the capital menace in Superman Red Son. It brings him back to socialist roots, and it shows. I think this movie is a very good litmus test on how socialism can be done well and done right in current culture. I thought the characters were all spot on. Batman being a right-wing terrorist, Wonder Woman being pretty much the middle. Lex Luthor was fantastic. Jason Isaacs' performance was great. J.D. Amatis did an excellent job adapting this script. And that was probably a thankless task. I'm sure Mark Miller gets still all the credit for writing this. The original comic book series is great. There's parts in this movie where I was actually moved to somewhat tears. I really feel that this is the best Superman movie since Superman the movie. I really enjoy this movie.
All right.
A+.
Damn. All right. A+ from Chase. All right. We'll just take it around the order we've been going. AceWonder, what do you got?
All right. Well, for this one, let's see. Red Son. Oh, B+ for Red Son for me.
B+. All right.
I enjoyed this one all the way through. I liked all of the political Easter eggs in it because of the change in sides. It changed the fortunes of other people in history, and they turned up in the story. I thought that was real cool. I found myself aggravated. I mean, I must just be on that lately, but I found myself aggravated by Wonder Woman a little bit. Just kind of like.
I was like, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I found myself a little aggravated by just by that whole thing. It's just like, yeah, men being men, but I don't know any women that get along like that. So it's kind of,
right. That mascara would have been destroyed in minutes.
But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I like the way it all came together. Like I said, I like Batman. I like his entrance into it. Man, I was surprised to see him go the way he went. DC don't usually,
Yeah, Batman lost.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So I gave it a B+.
All right, Hannibal. What about you?
I'm right there with AceWonder. I'm also giving it a B+. I of all the Superman movies I've ever seen, and I haven't seen Superman 2 in a while, the Richard Donner's masterpiece. So I haven't seen that in a while. But this Red Son is probably my favorite Superman movie I've ever seen. Like the way they and they take this version of Superman where he grew up in Russia instead of America, and he grew up with Russian ideals instead of American ideals, and the way everything plays out. I'm gonna just get into this is what I love about the movie. I love the way they reverse the story, but what's great about this is in every movie that Superman is in, he eventually wins because he either develops some new superpowers or he just overpowers whoever the villain is. He doesn't typically outsmart people so much as he just overpowers them.
Yeah, he just keeps punching.
This was a scenario where he couldn't punch his way into a solution.
Yeah.
Right? Because the solution he wanted was world peace. And at a certain point, he was like, oh, yeah, this isn't something that I can use my muscles to my power to get me out of. I have to think my way out of this, and he couldn't think his way out of it.
All right.
You know, and that's the thing that I think made this movie great, is that at a certain point he was just like, oh yeah, I had to do. Plus, you know, when you throw in the Brainiac aspects, I love the alternate versions of Green Lantern and Wonder Woman and Batman, and the way they did the Batman story was so gangster. And just for it to be like a quick tidbit, look, if you got an hour and 20 minutes, you should watch Superman Red Son. I think this movie is fantastic, and this is my favorite Superman movie I've ever seen so far. Like, and I haven't watched Superman 2 in a while. So of the ones that I've watched recently, that I can remember, that I can recall like easily, this is the best. This might be the best Superman movie I've ever seen.
All right.
This is incredible story, incredible.
All right, yeah, I agree. I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie. This movie was fucking wonderful. It was, I had all the same holy shit moments I had reading the comic, but it was different because it had been so long since I read the comic. I forgot some of them. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh fuck, and you know, whenever anything would happen, this movie was super fun. Y'all covered everything. It's always easy being the fourth on the list because it's like I can't say anything anybody else hasn't said. I land with a B on this one.
Okay.
So there you go.
So we're all for the most part in the ballpark. Okay, there we go.
So there we go, and that is 5 Superman movies for the Ultimate Comic Book list. How many Superman movies do we have left? I'm curious.
Okay, we like, as far as animated ones go, I don't know if we have any more,
or just
animated.
all together Superman movies, because
I think we only have 3 Superman movies left right now.
Okay.
I think we did everything else. I think all we got is Superman 2, 3, and 4.
What about Superman and the Mole Man?
I don't know about
that's
Superman
a
and the
movie.
Mole
I don't.
That is a movie. It had a theatrical release in 1951.
Oh.
I don't know if y'all going that far or not.
Look, we're doing every comic book movie.
Why not?
Every comic. Like the only rule is that it's got to be over a half an hour.
It is definitely over a half an hour.
I thought it was over an hour.
Over an hour. I'm saying it had to be over an hour.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's what.
That's also definitely over an hour.
Yeah, this falls in at an hour. Superman and the Mole Man. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's why I see the running on Wikipedia. It says the runtime is 58 minutes. I think that's why. But look, I think we can make the exception and add that.
Yeah, we can add that.
Yeah.
We'll
after we do Superman and the Mole Men, I think all we got is 2, 3, and 4.
I want to make a prediction. I bet it's gonna fall above Catwoman.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, that's not hard. Like Catwoman is the worst it's not only one of the worst comic book movies ever made, but it's one of the worst movies ever made. So it's just like if when I was in college, you know, because that was the last time I was a single man. But when I was in college, if I met a girl and I asked her about Catwoman and she said, "Oh, it was pretty good," if she said anything less than it was awful, I just wouldn't date her. I will stop dating a bitch if she like bad movies.
That's a good policy.
Yeah.
I don't like. AceWonder would tell you I don't fuck around. I'll say, oh, you got bad taste in movies and music. I can't fuck with you at all. Yeah. That's like 90% of my life.
All right.
I stopped dating a bitch because she thought Resident Evil 2 was the best movie ever made. So,
No.
I was like, so you mean to tell me you've seen Forrest Gump, Godfellas, The Godfather, Goodfellas? You've seen The Lord of the Rings, Kill Bill. You've seen Pulp Fiction, Inception. I start listing all these movies, and you like the greatest movie of all time is Resident Evil 2?
That's not even the greatest Resident Evil movie of all time.
Thank you, Chase. There we go.
I believe you said that exact phrase to me.
I probably did.
I knew y'all would get along.
Same shit. Yeah, but I probably said those exact same words.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of another shit show. So thank y'all shitheads for being here. These comic book movie episodes get tough. Sorry to the chat, we haven't been as interactive as usual, but there's a lot of moving parts that we're working out. But thank y'all for being here. Thanks for liking the stream up.
Yes, thank you. And I didn't acknowledge Engine Joe earlier, who subscribed to us. So thank you very much for subscribing.
Yes, thanks a bunch for that. So there we go. And any you guys want to say anything in closing? AceWonder, Chase?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks for being here. We'll have you on again. Like, it was fun. I enjoyed you on the show.
Yeah,
we'll get you on a regular show and run you through our segments.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes.
Good time.
That'll work. AceWonder?
You know what it is, man. I'm here until the next time I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
And if anybody's looking for me for any reason, don't.
And look, I want to put this out here on your behalf, AceWonder. I think AceWonder got robbed at the shitties. Not for the same reason Hannibal does. Hannibal keeps trying to smear me with why AceWonder didn't win. Vote for Ace.
Hey, man,
I'm campaigning
I was just glad. I was glad to be on the list, man.
Yeah, I'm campaigning for you for next year. Golden Turds.
I appreciate it. Oh, last thing. If anybody needs to find me, you can find me in any place that you find this gentleman above me.
There you go.
Right.
See?
Any place you can find Hannibal is where you find AceWonder, Team MFN. We've been doing music for a long time, and AceWonder and I will be doing a Superman. We'll be remixing, making a beat out of a Superman song, and then Monty will be doing a piece of Superman art for you guys. So that's coming soon. I want to take this as an opportunity to say thank you for everybody watching Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. The show wouldn't be what it is without you guys. Thank you to Bob Neiman. Thank you to Create Beats, Penultima. Thank you to Engine Joe for subscribing. Thank you to Dildo the Penetrator, John Vice. Actually, I'm reading the older one. Lord Jamarcus, Dragon in the West. I didn't see Mike in the chat, but thank you. Ballerman. Thank you to Sir Marvin Manister. Thank you to Someone. Thank you to Fabarino. Chris Griffin, I see you in the chat. 006, Ben Meredith. Look, so many of y'all. Thank you guys for watching the show. When we do these shows, these are literally regular conversations that Monty and I have with each other. Like, we have these conversations all the time. And one day Monty had the great idea, was like, hey, what if we record this and let people join in the conversation online? And I was like, that's stupid. Nobody's gonna watch this. And then you guys do. And here we are, sitting right at 2,000 subs and about to do our 100th episode. So
yes.
Thank you guys a million times. As always, thank you to AceWonder. That's my brother from another mother. Thank you, Chase, my new white best friend. And Chase, real quick, in the time that you've known Monty, have you ever known him to date black women or be attracted to black women? Have you ever known him to do that?
We'll talk about that offline.
You know what?
Okay, I was curious to see if somebody that's known.
This was a shit show.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Sweet Halloween in Collard Green.